Hello, I'm Doug Roche. We live in a dark and dangerous moment. The Ukraine war continues in all its madness. The threat of nuclear warfare continues. People are ready now to curse the darkness. We can't seem to get out of this war. I think it's better if we can find some candles of hope. Well, first of all world leaders must demand a diplomatic resolution of this conflict. That is not impossible. There are ways to find negotiations that can be acceptable to both Russia and Ukraine. Second, we've got to bring the problem of nuclear weapons back to the center of the political stage instead of being shunted off to the sidelines. The Ukraine war has shown how vital it is to maintain international machinery for peace and to abolish nuclear weapons. It's in everyone's interest to do so. Third, we must pay more attention to what the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, is trying to do now in writing a document called A New Agenda for Peace. This document will try to set the ways for prevention of warfare, but he needs the strength of other nations to support such an approach. Back when the Cold War ended, at the end of the 1980s, the then Secretary General of the UN, Boutros Ghali, wrote a document called An Agenda for Peace, and he set out some of the parameters, but he was overtaken by events. Now we must go back to that idea of a comprehensive document that nations will support because they realize that it is in their own interests to prevent future wars. The basic idea of an agenda for peace is to build common security in which all nations recognize that their own safety and security depends on everyone's safety and security. That idea also was advanced a few decades ago. Perhaps it was premature at that time, but it is not now. We must find a way to encourage our political leaders to support Mr. Guterres in writing his document. This is a role for Canada. Canada, as an important middle power player, can play a role in developing a new agenda for peace. That's one good way of thinking about how to get away from the Ukraine war madness today.